Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome back to my channel. Today's reading is titled, What Are Your Superpowers? And with my Adventure Time theme, today we have Princess Bubblegum, hence why I'm wearing the pink hat. I have 3 piles here for you to choose from. You are welcome to pick more than one, but please remember to pick using your intuition. I'm going to give you all a second to pick, and then we're going to go ahead and get started with pile number 1. Alrighty, we're going to go ahead and get started with pile number 1. So, pile number 1. What are your superpowers? Okay. So I'm actually going to be shuffling. I usually have the cards pre-selected, but I want to try something different. So tap me into the energy of my pile number 1s. Tap me into the energy of my pile number 1s. What are their superpowers? What are their superpowers? What are their superpowers? Okay. So we have the Ace of Wands here. So it's kind of like you're this magician. Power number 1. One of your superpowers is that you know how to bring things to you. You know how to manifest whatever it is that you want. Like you know how to wave your magic wand and things come to you. Okay. I feel like you are somebody who's very optimistic and that fuels that. Okay. So you could be a Sagittarius here or have Sagittarius prominent in your chart. With the Two of Swords being here, I feel like one of your superpowers is the ability to soothe anxiety and uncertainty within other people. So, for example, if somebody comes to you and they don't know what decision to make, it's like you gracefully help people make decisions that benefit their lives, okay? It's like you help people cut ties with things that no longer serve them. Okay, take what resonates. Like you help people to stop overthinking. I feel like you provide a lot of clarity as well, and that is one of your superpowers here. I feel like you have a lot of knowledge um and wisdom that you bring forth whenever people need it. I feel like a lot of this wisdom comes from like personal research, but also lived experiences. Yes. Our number 1 is superpower. Let me move the camera so you can see the cards at least. Yeah, look, 6 of Swords. Yeah. You know how to help people cut ties with what no longer serves them. You know how to help people walk away. I feel like one of your mottos, power number 1, is like life is too short to be stressed and not recognizing that you're blessed. Okay. You may be really good with wordplay. Power number 1, take a resonance. Ooh, Wheel of Fortune. Okay. One of your superpowers here is that you're able to make things come towards you. You turn that wheel and it turned towards you. So I feel like with a lot of your thoughts, you bring things towards you, or maybe you write down your manifestations and then they happen. Okay. So you change the whole trajectory of your life, but I really feel like you change other people's lives as well. So especially if this is like you being a photographer, like you taking pictures of people, you make people feel more beautiful and you awaken something within them to where they see their own beauty and then they live their life knowing that they're beautiful. Okay. I feel like the way that you take pictures of people, like it's very healing. And it helps people to see themselves in a higher light, okay? So I feel like you help heal a lot of people's self-esteem, and you awaken a lot of people's like divine feminine energy within them. Okay. That's coming through strongly. Let me get some more cards to see. We're going to use some oracle cards now so we can see. Spirits, what are the superpowers of my pile number one? What are the superpowers of my pile number ones? What are the superpowers of my pile number ones? Yeah. Yeah. The new beginnings, yeah, you literally help people close out cycles. You're a very helpful person. A lot of your superpowers are like basically like a superheroes would be like to help other people. Like you help a lot of people here, okay? With new beginnings, you bring new beginnings into other people's lives. Like you help people see themselves in a whole new way, okay? Then we have courage here. So you're somebody who's very courageous, and that's the superpower that you have. Like you're willing to go the extra mile to reach a certain destination. Like you put in everything, okay? Like you give whatever it is that you're trying to manifest your goals, you give it 110% and you go for it. You don't care about if you look stupid or if you'll get a no, because you know that eventually you're going to get a yes. So you have a lot of faith in yourself here, and that's a superpower, okay? You could be connected to certain bodies of water here. Like maybe when you go sit by water is when you get a lot of spiritual downloads, okay? Take what resonates here, but there is a connection to water, a connection to the ocean. So you could be a water sign also. So I almost said Sagittarius again. So somebody's a Sagittarius, but you could be a Scorpio, Cancer, or Pisces. Take what resonates. Let's see. What are my pile number one's superpowers? What are their superpowers? Protection. So you are protected, number one. And I feel like you're very protective over other people because for some reason I just keep seeing like Batman, Marvel. You may really be into Marvel, but it's like you embody those characteristics of those kind of superheroes. And that is your superpower, your ability to protect people. I feel like you kind of give off this energy of like a bodyguard as well. Like whenever you go places with people, they're protected because of your energy, and you just naturally have that protective nature. So what I'm getting here is like if you're a man, maybe you have sisters and you protect them, even if you're the youngest one, it's something like that. And even if you're not a man, if you're non-binary, or if you're a woman here, it's the same thing. Like you stick up for the people around you. Let's see, superpower. What is that? Ooh, those cards wanted to fly out. I'm gonna take them. I'm gonna take them. So look at this purification, and you see that water. Your energy purifies people. How can I best describe this? It's like a humidifier in the air. Like you cleanse out the dust and the toxins, and you just bring in health. Okay. Light. You bring in light. It's like if somebody was living in the dark, if they had all the curtains closed in their house, it's like you come and you open up those curtains. Like your light. It's very healing. You are the rainbow in somebody's cloud here, okay? And you see light again. It's like a lot of light references. Light. Then we have light. Then we actually have lightning. And then right here we have light. So you very much are somebody of the light, okay? And that's your superpower. You're of the light, light worker. You help people move forward, okay? That's one of your superpowers here. You help people find the path that they've been looking for, or if they got strayed, from their path, you help them get back on their path. I feel like you really help people tune into what matters. That's why I was saying like your motto is life is too short. Let's focus on what matters and not what doesn't, okay? You really help people tune out the outside noise and connect back with themselves, especially like that's why I'm getting like somebody here could be into counseling and helping people to heal from toxic people. Okay. I feel like your energy is like a bathhouse, and people come and they get in the water and they heal. And because you pour into yourself, you cleanse out their energy so that you can be even more helpful to the next person. With this gateway card, it's like you open people up to themselves spiritually, like you help people to connect with their higher self here. And a lot of this takes place through you taking pictures. Okay. You open people up to new possibilities. Like, for example, let's say you start taking pictures of somebody, and at first this person didn't think that they were very attractive, and then they start to see the beauty in themselves, and then they find their style, and next thing you know, they become a model. That's how you change the trajectory of somebody's life, just by using your gift to help them. Okay. I feel like your superpowers involve you helping people thrive. Like, you help raise this planet's vibration by helping individual people, because it's like a domino effect. It's like when you're kind to somebody, they're kind to somebody, and that person is kind to somebody, and that person is kind to somebody. So you create this whole ripple effect, and that is your superpower. I have some other cards. Hold on. I have some other cards. Don't know why I put them back there. Okay, we're gonna get even more. Let me just get these. Okay. So I have more cards and I want to use them. So now we're going to be into some astrology, and I'm not probably going to pull too many of these, just probably like a couple so we can have the advice, not the advice, but the affirmators. These. There we go. All right, pile number one. What is your superpower and what does that all entail? What is your superpower and what does that all entail? Yeah, look, cooperation, balance, seventh house. So you definitely help people heal from toxic relationships. That's what I'm getting. Like, somebody definitely could be into counseling, or you could go into that if you're not already. Like, you just help bring balance to the situation. You help people to let go of people that don't deserve them or serve them. Maybe somebody here could even be into like law, and you could be like helping people get divorces, things like that. Well, we have the second house. So with your second house here, this is about money, but also value. I feel like you really help people to see their value. That is your superpower. You help people see that they have value, regardless of what anybody else tries to say. Like, you really help people to recognize that they are worthy. They are worth more than gold. One more of these. Spirit, what is my pile number one? It's a superpower. Oh, the first house. You, who you are, the way you show up. Even though there's mask here, I feel like you don't even have a mask on. You're yourself. Like, you are the superpower. Okay. You're light, the way that you show up for others, because it says actions here. The way that you treat others. Yeah. The seventh house is Libra. Yeah. I feel like you have a very loving energy, very loving person. And that's one of your superpowers. I feel like your ability to love. I feel like nothing can take that from you. You could hear the most heartbreaking story. Let's say if you're a counselor, you could hear the most heartbreaking story, but it's like it doesn't taint your ability to love. Your love is healing. Your love is the superpower because you heal people with your love. It's like, let's say a plant is dying. You could touch the plant because your body is full of love, your energy, and just you touching the plant restores it. And I'm saying that symbolically, okay? I'm not saying it like literally, but symbolically, like it's the same with people. You come into their lives and you heal things. You heal the wounds. You get the cobwebs out. You plant that fresh garden. You get rid of those weeds. So those are your superpowers. Pile number one. I want to pull two of these so we can see further what your superpower is. So spirit guides. What is my pile number one's superpower? I just keep hearing Beyonce's superpower in my head. That song. Spirit, tap me in. Tap me in on my pile number ones. What is their superpower? What is their superpower? What is their superpower? What is their superpower? Look, didn't we get the protection card? And you see, look. So definitely that. And then the vitality, this is about your health. So another one of your superpowers in, ooh, we can even add the, if you have like Aries in your second house, it's something about Aries being in the second house. Okay. Take what resonates, okay? Because that keeps popping up in my head. But you're very strong, okay? That is one of your superpowers. Like, you take good care of yourself. So you may be somebody who eats plant-based, or you may work with plant-based medicine here. And it really helps to keep you healthy. It really helps to keep your mental health in check. I feel like you have a connection to the cells in your body. So you may connect with the cells in your body through sound. Sound can stimulate the cells in our body, but also like our voice, things like that. Yeah, that's your superpower. I feel like also you could have ancestors that rally behind you, because that's what it's making me think of. Like, you have an army with you, and that's one of your superpowers here. You're protected, but you're also a protector. Okay. Spirit, what is my pile number one's superpower? So one thing about you is that you're very content, because this says no need to do. So you are satisfied with yourself. Like, you have this contentment. Like, you're not itching to be something you're not, because I'm hearing a song by Selena Gomez, and she's like, who says you're not perfect? Who says you're the only one that's heard it? Trust me, that's the price of beauty. Who says you're not pretty? Who says you're not beautiful? It's that song. And then it's the song where she was like, I wouldn't want to be anybody else. I think it's the same song, but it's like, this is what you embody. Like, you wouldn't want to be anybody else. You don't feel the need to compete. You don't feel the need to copy. You don't feel the need to imitate, because you are who you are, okay with who you are. I feel like you've reached a profound level of self-love here, and you inspire other people to do the same. Because I feel like in the past, maybe you were in certain connections that didn't serve you, but you got away from that, and you realize like it really matters who you have in your life. It really matters who you have around you, because just like rotten fruit, like, just like they say one bad apple spoil the whole bunch, that goes for people too. Like, when you're around somebody who's negative, that can rub off on you. So when you get away from those people and you surround yourself with more like-minded individuals who are positive, then you're likely to grow. You're more likely to evolve, okay? So your superpower is that, like, you seek validation from yourself, not the world. And the belief you have in yourself is what keeps you going here. So that is your superpower, okay? Contentment. And you may not view this as a superpower, but it's very rare for people to be content. They're always wanting to change something. They're always seeking perfection. But you're just okay with that. You're okay with your imperfections, because you know it's what makes you human. It's what makes you beautiful. So pile number one, that is your reading, and those were your superpowers. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know if you resonated in the comments. Peace. All right, pile number two, welcome to your reading. So we're going to see what your superpowers are. Let me get the cards for you, because I'm actually going to be shuffling on camera. So yeah, we're going to see. So first off, pile number two, you have the gift of gab, but you also can telepathically send thoughts to others, and they respond to them, and vice versa. So somebody can send you something telepathically and you're responding. So, for example, think of the movie called The Darkest Minds. You have the orange power. So, if you haven't seen that movie, let me give you a quick rundown. So, in the film, basically, the main character, Amanda Steinberg, has the orange power, and the orange power is considered to be the most dangerous because you can control other people, like literally mind control. But she wasn't going to use that power for bad, but they were threatened by that power because they were afraid of it and afraid that she was going to use it for bad. And the irony is that they were using it for bad. So not only was it orange, there was different colors like blue and green, and those were like extraordinary abilities like intelligence, certain things, but it wasn't as powerful as the orange power. So with the orange power, she has the ability to kind of like hypnotize people, you know. So you may do that, but I don't think you're doing it in a bad way. I feel like you do it and like you change how people perceive themselves. So you could be a motivational speaker here. And I get strongly that like you could tell somebody something about themselves and it's like they start to really change, like, wow, I actually am great. I actually am a good person. Like you help people to silence that inner critic and to actually see the truth about themselves, because when we're young, we can accumulate so much shit that is not ours. We can accumulate so many insecurities that really didn't have anything to do with us. It was the other people around us projecting it onto us. But as kids, we can't conceptualize that yet. So we end up taking it on as, oh, that's me. Especially when it's coming from an adult, because you're taught to respect authority and you're taught that what they tell you is the truth. So if they come at you a certain way, you think that that means something about you as a kid. And I feel like you really help people self-reflect on their childhood trauma and understand like how much of their programming is not helpful in their journey. Okay. So you may be somebody who talks about mental health and wellness. You may have a platform where you do that, but if not, you should. Okay. So yeah, let's get into this, spirit. Tap me into power number two's energy. What are their superpowers? What are their superpowers? What are their superpowers, spirit? A lot wants to fly out. What are their superpowers? Mm, the Emperor. Okay, so control. It's so weird because I just heard a song by Megan Thee Stallion, and she was like, "And you can't take no from me. I got mind control." So as soon as this card came, so I think to a certain extent you do, but it's not something that you're using for bad. Okay. With the Emperor being here, I feel like you one of your superpowers here is that you use your authoritative, okay, and you use that authority for the right reasons. Okay. I also feel like you're very like in tune, because this bird is making me think that. And it's everything I say is a song keeps coming up because I just heard this song by Nicki Minaj. She was like, and I'm higher than the moon because I'm in tune, so don't run up. Because if you run up, so yeah, you're very much in tune here. That's a superpower. And I feel like you channel things and you deliver them to people. So I remember I seen this video on Facebook a couple months ago, and it was about this lady who was psychic. You may be a psychic medium here, okay? And it's like she told this lady that her loved ones that were on the other side that have passed on were safe. And the lady just started crying. The one that she told it to, she started crying because it resonated with her spirit. So it's like you are somebody who can tell somebody something and they can just burst out crying because you're so spot on. Especially if you're a tarot reader, you could tell somebody something and it's just so spot on, or it's something that nobody has ever talked to them about or touched on. Okay, so that's your superpower here. With the Emperor, I feel like you're very good at what you do. Okay, that's one of your superpowers. With the Ten of Wands being here, I really feel like you help people to, because 10 is that number of completion. And I feel like you help people to know when it's time to move on. Okay, you help people understand like we can't allow things that have happened to us in the past to control us now. So it's time to let it go and release. So you help people to release. I feel like you help people to like let go of their old life. With the hanged man, you can see things from different perspectives. Look at these birds here. Something with birds. So birds are connected to God. So that's how I know you are connected to God, pound number two. You're in tune. You're very much in tune. Okay. You see things from different perspectives. Pile number two, superpower. That's your superpower. So if somebody comes at you trying to like bait you like with an argument, it's like you can still see their side. So it's like even there's no need to argue because just because you stand on one opinion doesn't mean you don't see the other side. Okay, so you have a duality to you, power number two, and that is that's your superpower because the lovers is here. The love we know the lovers is like Gemini energy, I believe. Yeah. With the lovers being here, well, you have three major arcanas, but with the lovers being here, I feel like your superpower is that you can embrace your divine feminine and your divine masculine. I also feel like you are extremely romantic to the point where if somebody's dating you, they feel like you put a love spell on them, but you didn't. You didn't. I also get that because I'm drawn to this fruit. So it seems like to some people, you could be like forbidden fruit because I do feel like there's certain people that because your words are so healing, like people can end up falling in love with that energy. Okay, and you can have suitors. That's what I'm picking up. You can have some suitors here. Okay, and your superpower is that like you really can bring people towards you if you wanted to, but you don't. But it's something about your eye contact that draws people in. So in the movie The Darkest Minds with the orange power, it was her eye contact, but her voice as well. So it's just when you look at somebody and you're saying something, it's kind of like they feel like they're under a spell, but they're really not. It's just your energy. And that's your superpower here. Yeah, you help get people mentally free because there was a reference with Harriet Tubman when I did these channel messages. There was a reference of Harriet Tubman, so it's like you free people. You free people's minds. You help people to, with the Ten of Wands, to let go of an old way of thinking and to embrace a new way of thinking. Okay. Seeing things from different perspectives, like that's your superpower, being able to free people and lift their vibration. All right, let's move into the oracle. So, Spirit, what is the superpower of my pile number twos? The superpower of my pile number twos. I feel like once people love you, it's hard for them to like let go of you. I think that in itself is a superpower because it's like you're so the love you give is just so spiritual and so heartfelt. So like pile number two, if somebody ever does you wrong, they're always gonna remember your love. They're always gonna, and then I see these I see there is definitely a divine feminine and divine masculine superpower here. You can switch in between them because look, you see how there's the purple and then the earth, but then right here we had the same thing, purple and the earth and then the crown. So yeah, duality for sure. You see things from different perspectives. you may have a lot of Gemini and Virgo placements too. I'm picking up Mercury a lot. So let's see. Spirit, tap me into my pile number 2. What are their superpowers? 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 What are their superpowers, Spirit? You have patience. So one thing about you, you're very diligent, especially when it comes to learning something. Like you you enter as a beginner, but you don't feel like you have to master something quickly. You take your time. You have a lot of patience for yourself and your growth. Like you're somebody that could commit a whole year to loving yourself, or you could commit a whole year to getting prepared to have a child. Like you prepare for things here, and that's a superpower because then there's more structure when whatever you prepare for comes in. I also feel like you're very patient with people. Like you don't just condemn somebody for not knowing something that you know because you know that there was once a time you didn't know what you knew now. So you give a lot of people compassion. You're very compassionate. And we have a lot of birds. Yeah, we have a lot of birds. I'm getting some symbolism. Let's meet my number 2. It's this weather. It's this weather. But we have the happiness card and we have a 2 again, so duality. So your superpower here, and then we have 2 suns. Do you see this? It came right back to back, the sun. So you're light, you're light. You have a light as well, similar to power number 1. With this happiness, it's like you have the ability to create your own happiness, and that in itself is a superpower. I'm hearing the song when Janae was like, what you create from you, no one can take from you. Your energy and your soul is all that goes wherever we go. So, yeah, you have the ability to create your own happiness by your own standards and terms. Like, you're not somebody who agrees with societal norms. Like, you deviate away from that. You're an unconventional type. Okay. And that is one of your superpowers. You don't fit into society. You don't really like mainstream society. I'm really getting more of alternative energy, Aquarius and Pisces type of energy. You could be into like Afro punk style or like the emo type of style. Take what resonates. Look, we have purity. And then we have like this bird that's also white. So I feel like you move with pure intentions. Pile number 2. You move with pure intentions. And I'm getting that because you're so kind, people can often think that you're trying to trick them or you're trying to get one over on them, but you're really not. You know how people make you feel like you're too good to be true, but you are true though. That's the irony of it all. You are true. So one of your superpowers here is like you have this pure heart. You're very compassionate, like I said. Like you care about other people and you care about what they're going through. That's why I feel like you are such a good motivational speaker because, you know, you want to help people get out of those mental places that keep them stuck because you're somebody who understands that our mind creates reality. People can say and do what they want all day long, but it's really us who controls our own reality and our own narratives. So you help people shift their narratives and make them more positive and more fruitful and more beneficial overall. Okay, I'm gonna get into these affirmators. Spirit, tap me in the pile number 2. Tap me in the pile number 2. Tap me in the pile number 2. What are their superpowers? Have confidence. One of your superpowers is that you're confident in yourself. And you see all this yellow energy, light. So you are aware that you're a light. I feel like over time you didn't always understand, but now you understand what it means to be a light. Okay. And your superpower is that you're inspiring. You could be a Leo. That's why we have all this sun energy. You could be a Leo here, take what resonates, but it's like the confidence that you have, it radiates. And you may have a glow to you, or you may have people who tell you that, but it's just that light shining and you have confidence in yourself. You know that you're worthy, you know that you're valuable, you know that you're the prize. I feel like you are somebody who's very self-introspective and you've healed from so much. Like you've healed from so much. Proud of you, proud number 2. Let's see. Look, gratitude. You see all this yellow. All this yellow. So another one of your superpowers here is that you're grateful, and that's what keeps your blessings coming in, because the more that you're grateful and the more that you profess that, the more that the universe is going to bless you and give you more to be grateful for, because again, our mind creates reality. And this is a radio, okay? So people may benefit by listening to you. So maybe you can make podcasts, or you already do, but your voice is healing to people, okay? It's like it's cleansing them, literally, like in the picture. Some of you could have you may get intuitive messages in the shower as well. Power number 2, like if you're spiritually connected to water, take what resonates. It's a superpower, spirit. Oh, didn't I say somebody spiritually connected to water? And look, so we have water energy twice, and all of these are yellow. All of these are yellow. Like, I'm not kidding. Look at this. You have a beautiful, bright light. And power number 2, I know some people try to stomp this light out and put this light out, but don't let them, because the world needs it. And one of your superpowers is like you don't take things personally. Like you do what you want to do. You don't care if people are judging you. You like, oh well. And I can see you being like, and like let's say you make your coffee or your tea a certain way and somebody's like, it's not supposed to be made like that. And you're like, and it's like you deviate away from what's normal and you experiment and you do your own thing. Like you're not worried about how people are perceiving you, because you're just worried about how you perceive yourself. I feel like you're focused on self, and it's not in a selfish way. It's just you understand that why would I waste my time worried about what people think of me who don't even like themselves? I feel like that's your philosophy. Like, I'm not going to take it personally because I know it has nothing to do with me. And I feel like you really teach other people that. So you may be into the 4 agreements. One of the 4 agreements is don't take it personally. So you could be into like ancient texts, reading spiritual texts and speaking about that, or giving a summary on that, okay? And if you don't, you should, because I feel like your take and your view on things are very, very helpful, especially the way you break things down, point number 2, because you are gifted with communication. Let's get into these cards right here, and then we're going to finish it up for you. How do your 2 superpowers spin? What are the superpowers? What are their superpowers? Didn't I say somebody was a Leo? Like, didn't I just say somebody was a Leo? Look at that light. And then what does that say? Self-confidence. You are confident, okay? We have a lot of light. You are very, very bright, okay? Very bright. So one of your superpowers here is it's just your light. the light that you shine, the light that you radiate, is very healing. We have Pluto. So to me, this is given like that, the 10 energy, the number of completion. It's like you help people let go of these power struggles and just let things end, because Pluto represents an ending. You help people let go of and end things. And I feel like you yourself, you're good at ending things and just letting things go. You know, you're not really allowing things to control you. In it's 444 on my clock. So you may resonate with the number 444 because it just popped up on my phone, a notification at 444. So yeah, you help people to release thoughts that don't serve them. Like you help end like certain mental battles that people are going through. What is their superpower, spirit? The sixth house. What does that say? Service to others. You're very helpful to other people. Some of you may like to cook here, and you cook for people, or you know, it's something that you may speak over the ingredients and like people eat it and they feel better. Some of you could also like do like root work, and you use like herbs and things like that, because that's what I'm also picking up. And you that's a service that you provide to other people, especially if you work in the spiritual realm. But with Pluto, this makes me think that you can speak to people who have passed on. Okay, that is a superpower that's coming through. And let's do one more, spirit. Okay, we have Sagittarius. Okay, so this is about the way you put things out into the world. I feel like you keep your eyes on the prize, like you're not very distracted with things. And again, we have some light again, fire. So you're very much a light. You are very much a force to be reckoned with. And I feel like you just illuminate the path for other people. You're also somebody who is spiritual. You're tapped in spiritually. So you know things and you see beyond these two eyes that we have. You know, you see with your spiritual eyes. So yeah, pile number 2, that was your reading. Thank you so much for coming to this reading. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And if you would like to book a reading with me, that information is in my description box below. Peace. Okay, pile number 3. Let's get into your energy. So pile number 3, I feel like you have a very vivid dream life, and I feel like spirit exposes people to you in your dreams. So it's very easy for you to daydream and bring your desires into fruition. I feel like you have a lot of 12th house energy, a lot of 12th house placements, but if not 12th house, there's something with like how the houses in the zodiac that are ruled by water, like the 4th house, the 8th house, you know, things like that. Because that's Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. The 4th house is Cancer, the 8th house is Scorpio, the 12th house is Pisces. So you could be a water sign or just have that heavy in your chart. So pile number 3, like I told the other 2 piles, I am shuffling on camera today. So we're going to be using the Orisha cards for you. So we're going to be looking at this powers. So pile number 3. I feel like you might talk in a British accent. I mean, I don't have the best. I don't have the best one, but you might like to do things like that. You might like to speak in like different accents. Pile number 3, that may be like a gift you have. Like, you know, those actors and actresses who they may be American and they start doing a British accent and they do it so perfect. You may be gifted with doing things like that. So take what resonates. And please, spirit, tap me in the pile number 3. What is my pile number 3's superpowers? What is my pile number 3's superpowers? What is my pile number 3's superpowers? At the end. So I feel like one of your superpowers that I feel like you have is that you are other people's karma. You are like a lord of karma. And what I mean by that is like you come into people's lives to bring them karma, and God sends you to do just that. So for example, let's say somebody cheated on their partner, right? And they meet you after that, and then they think, oh, I got away with that because of how great you are, because you are great, pile number 3. And it's like that person, let's say they end up doing something crazy, and they cheat on you and you leave, and it's like when you leave, you don't plead with them, you just cut them off, and it's like they never talk to you again. That's their karma, because then when you leave, they see who you really are, especially if you have 12th house placements. Like when you, and my ears started ringing as soon as I said that. So yeah, when you leave people, it's like they see the real you, and they see everything you brought to the table, and they see you from a fresh lens rather than the projections that they placed onto you when you were in their life. So I feel like you're hidden in plain sight. Like it's this energy of like somebody shape shifting. Like, you know how there's these stories of like a king shapeshifting into a homeless person just to see how people are going to treat him. It's like God sends you into people's life as a test to see how they're going to treat you, and they don't. And sometimes God sends you not even as just karma, but for people to redeem themselves, for people to be blessed and walk into their blessings, and then they end up fumbling you. So that's your superpower. You know, you come into people's lives as a good omen. You know, you come into their lives to make things better, but you also can come as karma and as a lesson. And then also, let's say that the person didn't cheat. You came into their life and they just are not a good partner. So that they don't cheat, but they're just not a good partner. And let's say they end up really falling in love with you, but you end up breaking up with them. That's karma, because of how they did somebody else. They really liked them. So then they seen how it felt. So yeah, let's see pound number 3. What is their, I mean, not what is their karma, but what is their superpowers? So emphasis on the karma. What is their superpower? Oh, the 10 of Cups. The 10 of Cups. So you are just a blessing. You are a walking blessing. Every room you enter, you bless. I feel like I said, you're a good omen when you come into people's lives. And then, like, the first card we got is water. So somebody is a water sign. Let's see. With female issue, I like you. Yours, one of your superpowers is actually your beauty. You are very beautiful, like physically beautiful, but it's because your soul is beautiful. You have a very beautiful soul, but also fashion. You have very beautiful fashion here. And that's one of your superpowers. I feel like you channel your soul, like how your soul feels, how your soul looks, kind of like a mood ring, you know? You channel it and then you wear certain things. So you may wear a lot of bright clothing, you know, or just very like pretty clothing. And it's just a reflection of your soul. It's a reflection of the beauty that you have within you. Okay. You are very beautiful. Like, I'm getting like goddess, like Oshun, like Aphrodite. Okay. You have that kind of beauty. Okay, we have Oba. So this is about like sacrificing a lot. And you do have 12th house placements, and that's what that house can indicate. So I feel like one of your superpowers is that like you do things for the greater good, because I'm being brought to Princess Mononoke, and it's the forest spirit. And the forest spirit, I'm pretty sure the forest spirit was aware that it was being hunted, but it kind of just didn't care because it knew that it was powerful. And it's like it allowed itself to be sacrificed in for the land. So I'm not saying you actually would do something like that. I'm saying like in terms of like if you had to give the shirt off your back to somebody, you would. Or you know, if you have to, it's like the little things you have to sacrifice. I'm not talking about anything else, because sometimes sacrifice can have a negative connotation, and in this sense we're talking about it in a more positive way. Like you can give away something for somebody else. Let's say somebody is going into an interview and they don't feel as confident, you're like, oh, you want to wear my earrings? Like you do things like that, and it's a superpower because you make things better for people by giving up something for them, you know. And I feel like you end up reaping that back. So you're very abundant anyway. So I feel like when you give people stuff, you like, I can just go get some more. Like it's not that big of a deal. So you're very generous. Okay. That's one of your superpowers. You're very generous. You may be a person that likes to give back. Like you may do back to school drives, or you may volunteer, but you really love like just giving. You're very giving. Wow. Got Shango. So Oba is actually one of Shango's wife. Okay. So I feel like with this energy, because Shango is just like super, super, super confident, super strong. I feel like you have a understanding of when I need to sacrifice and when I need to put me and when I need to think about me. So I feel like you have a balance of giving and receiving. Yes, giving and receiving because Shango received a lot from his wives because Oba was one of his wives, Oshun was one of his wives, and Oya was one of his wives. Okay, so this is like the giving and receiving. So your superpower here is that you know how to give, but you also know how to receive. And receiving is a superpower because a lot of times people get so stuck in giving, 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 and then wondering why they don't have anything back because they're not allowing themselves to receive. They've tricked themselves into thinking, I don't deserve to receive. So you've unlocked a part of your mind to where you can receive. Okay. And I feel like it aligns with you daydreaming because you bring your desires into fruition. You think about it. So you're able to receive. You put in the universe and then you get back. What's the superpower? Look, Ace of Fire. It's interesting because pile number one had the Ace of Wands. So you may resonate with pile number one. Okay. But if not, with this energy being here, it's like I'm hearing I call the shots like ga. So some of you could definitely be Pisces here because I just heard Rihanna. Um, one of your superpowers here is that like you're able to bring things forth basically, you know, as if you did have a magic wand. Like you're able to wield things. You're able to wield your superpower and make it work for you, but you're doing it for the right reasons. Okay, you're doing it for the right reasons. Right. So now we're gonna get into some oracle. So also pile number three. Let me see what else. I have channeled messages, but most of the time I memorize them. So let me see what else. What else is here? The number 333 could be significant, Neptunian energy. So that's just Pisces energy. So somebody here could also be a life path 7 because Neptune is connected to the number 7. So take what resonates. Spirit, tap me into pile number 3. What are their superpowers? What are their superpowers? What are their superpowers? Mm, Immunity. I feel like you are highly connected to the divine and the spiritual realm. Like you have a lot of angels around you all the time. Pile number 3. And it's interesting because 333 is representing that, saying like your ascended masters are surrounding you. So your superpower here is that you have a lot of divine guidance and you use that guidance to make your life better. You listen. With community though, I feel like you may have some type of online community here. And your superpower is that like you know how to bring people together, like you know how to bring people from different communities and different backgrounds and walks of life together. It's something about your energy where you unite people. So if people are having conflict, pile number 3, you're the peacemaker. One of your superpowers is that you're the peacemaker, like you bring people together, like you shut down war, you shut down all these negative energies and just bring in the positive. You bring in the love and the unity here, especially with these butterflies. Like it helps people to transform and transcend. You're also somebody who's very colorful though. Your soul shines bright. Superpower, change, yeah, transformation. The butterflies literally represent that. One of your superpowers is that you can always like change your vibration. It's like pile number three, it's like you can change your frequency. You know how you're listening to the radio and you can turn it to different stations. It's the same thing with you. Like you naturally are in this meditative state, and whenever you want to change, you can always change it, and it can happen very quickly for you. And that's why certain people may be like feeling your energy like, wow, this person is evolving and evolving and it's happening so fast. And it's just because you're naturally in this meditative state. Because I'm getting like a Four of Swords energy. And I feel like you do meditate a lot though. But it's just because you're connected to the divine already. Like you may have been born with spiritual gifts, pound number three. Like you probably have always been connected to like spirituality. Even if you consider yourself to be religious, like you grew up seeing things, you grew up maybe actually speaking with spirits or just having like supernatural experiences. But your ability to embrace it your ability to embrace change is a superpower. The next card that we have is inner peace. And then I say you're the peacemaker. You're the peacemaker, but look at these two fish. Somebody is a Pisces. You got some water again. So yeah, you are just in this meditative state of peace. Somebody here may heavily practice like Buddhism, because I'm getting that very strongly. Like I want to talk about Buddhist philosophies with you, pound number three. Like it's coming through. So you could be somebody who's very philosophical, because I'm hearing something about reaching nirvana. So yeah, we got leadership. Yeah, you're a leader. So you may definitely resonate with pound number one. So one of your superpowers is that you're a leader. I feel like you are a spiritual leader though, because I feel like a lot of the wisdom that you've accumulated has been spiritual. Yeah, it's been spiritual. There's a lot of spiritual symbols here. We have fish. We have a lot of fish. So yeah, you are a water sign for sure. You have it in your chart somewhere. Just looking for any more imagery I can dissect. Okay, so I feel like you may have a connection to outer space, the planets, things like that. Okay. Because this star is just really standing out to me. You have a very healing energy because it's making me think of the star card. You could consider yourself like an indigo child, pound number three, because I'm just, and you could be definitely an Aquarius as well if you're not a water sign, because Tinashe is an Aquarius, the singer, and I'm hearing Indigo Child by her, the song. Some of you could really make good music here too, especially if you have Neptune in your 12th house or Mercury. Okay, I think that's it. So we're gonna get into some more cards. So let's see what your superpowers are. Pound number three. Let's say some of you could connect to like fish though. Like you connect to like animals in the water, and that's your superpower. And you also connect to like mammals and animals on land. You have a good relationship with animals and kids. I think they really gravitate towards you, pound number three, because you have this beautiful energy. I feel like you kind of remind me of like a fairy, pound number three, because you sleep a lot. That's why you have all these dreams. Like you kind of remind me of Janae Aiko. You have that kind of energy. She's a Pisces too. And it's making me think about her song called I Was Born Tired. So I feel like some of you here like to sleep a lot, but in doing so, you have these amazing dreams and you learn so much in your dreams. So that in itself is a superpower, because you're always able to remember these dreams and recall them. Like you could have a dream, pound number three, that you remember when you were 5 years old. Like that's how powerful your dreams are. Take what resonates. Spirit, tap into pile number 3. What are their superpowers? What are their superpowers? What is my pile number 3 superpowers? That's my pile number 3 superpowers. That's my pile number 3's superpowers. Pile number 3 superpowers. We have Aries. So I feel like you're very strong-willed. Like when you want to do something, nobody can stop you. Not even haters, not even naysayers. It's like you're gonna do something. If you're gonna do something, you're gonna do it and you're gonna do it well. Okay. I don't know who I channeled there, but that was definitely, I feel like you have that energy. Like if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it well. It's like this energy of like, I know my value, I know my worth. Don't play with me. That's the energy for you, pal number 3. You have that kind of energy. Like it is like, look at this. I feel like you could be a bit intimidating too to people because you're not playing. You might be a type of person that people can like feel scared of, but there's nothing to actually be scared of. Like you're a really sweet person. You may just have that resting bitch face. So with we have the 4th house being here. So again, this is a water house. I was just talking about this. So your superpower here is like you make other people feel secure here. You definitely make people feel more secure, especially when you compliment people. But with the 4th house, I'm getting more specifically like your home base, your family. So I feel like you are the black sheep in your family. Like you are the one that's meant to break the generational curses. Like that is your superpower. You incarnated into this family to make these changes, to bring more structure, to create newness with this Aries energy. I can't make this up. What did I say? 12th house. You're definitely connected to the 12th house, honey. That's your superpower, your faith, your connection to the divine, your connection to the most high. And the 4th house and the 12th house are water houses. Spirit, tap me in the pile number 3. What are their superpowers? One more, Spirit. What are their superpowers? Aquarius. Didn't I say that? Didn't I say this to you already? It's just confirmation. You're somebody who's unique. You think different. You like that's why I was saying you may be connected because Aquarius energy remind me of like outer space type of energy. So you may be very connected to like astrology and the planets. You may be somebody who does certain things because of the planet. So, for example, Friday is a Venus day. Maybe that's the day where you get your hair and nails done because you know Venus is about beauty. Or you go to an art museum and for example, let's say that Monday is a moon day. So you go to your therapist to talk about emotions or you write about your emotions. You know, you're in tune and you align yourself with the stars and the planets. You may be somebody who's always so intrigued to know about people's sign or their birth chart. And that is the superpower. I feel like a lot of people try to hate on astrology, but there's times where it can be really spot on and very accurate. I mean, of course, there's going to be nuances depending on your personality, but a lot of things in your chart are spot on. I think that kind of truth can just be scary for people. Spirits, have me in a pile number 3. What are their superpowers? What are their superpowers, Spirits? Have me in a pile number 3. What are their superpowers? Oh, we have friendliness. So I feel like you know how to connect with the collective, or you may feel a lot of what the collective feels. I'm really getting like heavy psychic abilities here. A lot of your superpowers involve like extrasensory perception, pile number 3. But you're very friendly, and I feel like you break the ice and you make people feel more comfortable. Oh, these wanted to fly out. Look, here's a superpower, self-love. You know your value, you know your worth, honey. You know that's your superpower. You love and appreciate yourself. We also have get centered. So you may be connected to the goddess Kali as well. I was getting that like you have a goddess energy if you're a woman, okay? Didn't I say you naturally have this meditative energy? and this person is meditating. So yeah, this is all just confirmation. You pull another one. Spontaneity. So another one of your superpowers is like you could be somebody who just likes to do things on a whim or on impulse, but it always proves to be something good. So you might be the type of person that's like, hey everybody, let's go to an arcade. And then when you go to the arcade, it could be something like free there or a celebrity there. It's like you do things at the right time, even though it's spontaneous. And it's like it always leads people or you to like greater happiness or greater self-acceptance. Like you have a lot of intuitive nudges and you move with those nudges. Or let's say you and your friends are trying to find a restaurant and you're like, let's try this one. And it turns out to be a really good restaurant and then you end up being a regular. So with you being spontaneous, it's like you lead people to adventure. And here it talks about friends also. And Aquarius is the 11th house. So you're one of your superpowers, pound number three, you're a really good friend. I feel like anybody would be lucky to have you. You're an amazing friend. Okay, I'm gonna pull one more. I feel like you unlock new dimensions within people and you help people see themselves deeper. Like I'm seeing a pool, for example, those kiddie pools where it's not that deep. Like I feel like people in life kind of before they meet you, they see themselves like that. But then when they come around you, they realize that there's so much more depth to themselves. And then they explore that depth and then they fall in love with themselves, thus learning to love themselves as well. So I feel like you put people on their self-love journey. Okay. I feel like the most high sends you to do that. As well as delivering karma, you also help people learn to love themselves. So you're a blessing. One more spirit and then we're done. Trust. Mm. Trust. So your superpower here is that you really trust your intuition. Like you have a lot of faith. We just seen that in the 12th house. Faith. Faith. Because the eyes are closed here and the eyes are closed here. So it's like you see with your third eye. And you have a lot of faith. You like doing this right here, we know that this would how can this really happen? How can a bear walk on a tightrope with some sharks? But when you have faith, anything is possible. Okay. So your superpower here is your strong faith and your trust and your intuition. And we have another water card with water. So you have a connection to water. So you definitely may resonate with pile number one, but if not, I really do hope you enjoyed this reading, pile number three. Thank you so much for coming to this reading. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, that information will be in the description box below. But until then, thank you so much. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Peace.